I've chosen this area to put my garlic in this season, next season. First vegetable going in for next season. I hope the soil's good enough. I had my son bring up a wheelbarrow of sheep manure, composted. I may need more, and I've got to clear out some of these plants that aren't going to do anything. I brought my basket in case there is anything that is able to be salvaged here. But my focus is here. I put 200 cloves in, so I think I am going to have to take this whole area and maybe some of this, but at least I got to get started on this. I always find it hard to take vegetables out that are still growing, but I need this space. All my broad beans are in like their third flush of flowers. Maybe I'll go up to here, up to the broad beans, leave those in. I'm not concerned about these Brussels sprouts that are going to go anywhere. I would have liked to keep these turnip in, but I can't. So I'll go this stage first. If I have to take the broad beans out, I certainly have a lot already, but let's get going. The Brussels sprouts I'm not worried about. No. Yeah, up here, even the Brussels sprout tops aren't looking that great. Oh, there's a little... No, you know me, I'll salvage everything. So at the very top of this one, it has just one nice little sprout. Now the other ones, I'm not worried about, so I'll throw them there till I compost. Brussels sprout tops are delicious, but that one actually looked like a little Brussels sprout. Get all the dirt off. There's this one too. It does have some nibbles on the outside. No, I'm going to take that one too. Oh, need to cut it. Waste not, want not. As you know, is always something I go by. I don't waste anything. Alright, I have an old celery plant here. Let's see if that's... They do have deep roots. This was leftover plants I've mentioned before. So I don't think there's anything I want to eat off this little one, but I'm going to take it in anyways, because what I will do is use that for flavoring of things, and maybe even some of the leaves for celery salt. Although I've just ripped them all apart. Okay. Beside me here is the walking onions. They get away every year. I'm getting a bit fed up with what I have to do. I found a nail. That's not good. It's very hard for me when the garden is in full flush to take care of the perennial beds. Much as I must keep them and rely on them, it's a lot of work too when you're in the peak of garden season. Oh, this one's lovely. Ugh. I could have left these in. It's killing me to do this. Brussels sprouts don't mind cold. That's a lovely top. And there's some cute little Brussels sprouts on there. I may look at that one later. Ugh. Oh my god. Okay, I'll do some flushing of that. This one sure had roots. Those are the big ones. Okay. So the top's badly eaten, but I'll throw this aside for now too and gather. Even though this is a sad looking tiny plant, it's got some nice Brussels sprouts there. So I won't waste that. Oh, I'd love to leave this one. Let's see how I go here. Now the little turnip are not advanced. They're very small right now. Whoop, I just broke off the whole top of that one. So they're really not going to get to a size. I won't cry over these. They could be left in a bit, but I will still salvage what I can from these. Even though they're very odd looking. Rutabaga, not turnip, rutabaga. Okay, I'll clean these up as I go along, I think. So I'll come back to you in a minute. I just got to focus on some of these little weeds. This area here was sort of a pathway, but I'm going to reclaim it. So I've got to fill in with some soil here. Hopefully again that I have enough of this. But in the pathways really filled with weeds. Oh, and baby trees trying to come up. And then I'm just going to rake out and see what I'm left with and assess if I have to go down and get more compost. I need it to spread in all my beds, so I'm trying to be a bit sparse with it, but still have to make my garlic grow. This soil had beans in it, by the way, on purpose last year, to hopefully help the soil a bit also. And then I will top with seaweed too. No idea why I just speared a potato in this bed. Bizarre. Okay, I'm huffing and puffing, pardon me. I'll do some edging around. That's no trouble. But I've determined I do want more sheep manure up here. The bed just could use it. But I've pretty much cleared it all for the garlic. Garlic doesn't need much, but it's in there for such a long time. I don't want to take a chance, and I'll get some more goodness to go on here. And I've left the broad beans. As I start planting my cloves, 200, if I need to take them out, I'll take them out. It's okay. And I see some carrots over here that I stuck in between the onions, I think, when they're growing. So I'm going to pull a few. My grandson already pulled, I don't know, about 6 out of 3 the other day. But I still see some more coming. I'll get those too. careful where I'm stepping here because I see arugula, some pak choy. I'm not sure what that is. There's some mosh in here. I see some radishes. These I put in after the onions just to see if they'd grow. So I'll give them a chance. I didn't know there was this many carrots though. That's a great boom, that is. Anybody else? My biggest nightmare in weeds up here, not in my beds right now, but it encroaches, is the darn vetch. I will never understand why people use vetch as a green manure. Because they grow underground and like vines everywhere, so they're very hard to get rid of. Anyway, mine grow naturally here, and they're a real bother. That one looks like he got half eaten by something. He definitely did. I'll see what I can salvage. I love scraps in the garden. I'll take those down and wash them and show you what's there. There's another view. I'm not 100% sure if that's going to be enough. I'll make it work. Okay, all washed up. Some of the scraps that have been found. We have carrots, a couple with some bites, just some broad beans that were up there. Believe it or not, this is rock hard, and so is the stem. That's as big as that grew, but it will make its way into soup, for sure. Some Brussels sprout tops. Rutabaga that I just pulled out, but I won't waste those. A kale that I took out also. And then just some Brussels sprouts that I'm glad I didn't just throw them away. They'll go in dinner this evening. So in typical Newfoundland fashion, the wind just changed, boom, like that. Fog rolled in, mist rolled in, and cold air. So, I truthfully wasn't going to haul up the manure in the wheelbarrow myself anyways. The men folk aren't home. I'm going to wait till they come home. It's not that I can't do it, but they will do it with less struggle than me, right? These are my true Brussels sprouts, by the way. We had a gorgeous Thanksgiving dinner and lots of these that serve 7, and they're huge. They're beautiful big Brussels sprouts with gorgeous big Brussels sprout tops. And I've got 1, 2, a couple of smaller ones, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got 7 plants, lots of Brussels sprouts, but I'll enjoy those ones today. So now I'm going to move on. Just it's a little warmer down here, a little bit more sheltered, and I'm going to take down these bean vines. They are Scarlet Runner and Giganti. I've harvested lots. There's probably not much left on them at all, but we'll take them down because I'm still prepping my beds for their winter sleep. Okay, I hope the wind doesn't get too bad here. I'm hunkered down, but it's good to get another job done. So, and then I can get these poles in out of the way. And clean this bed up, which it desperately needs. Wow, that's really hard to get out. These still have nitrogen nodules on them, so I'll make sure I drop it back in. They're at all stages. They're dry, nice and rattly, but I do, they're dry, semi-dry, and still green. But I freeze some and I save some dry in jars, so I can utilize all of these now. Just once I get these out, this bed's pretty much ready for top up of compost and then winter sleep. I still have eggplant in here and they're flowering. Isn't that crazy? Now my eggplant upstairs is doing incredible. I don't know how it's still going. I probably have 9 eggplant coming on it right now. Started rather the same time as these ones here, so if only it were a bit warmer, they would keep on keeping on. I've got grass. Yeah, this bed I wasn't able to get at weeding or anything because it had the beans. So I'll just do a good scrape of the top for all the weeds there. It's the grass down here that drives me. Worst thing about climbing beans is taking them apart. That took me a little longer than I anticipated. However, I came up with a little kitchen basket just thinking I'd catch a few, but I can't believe what was there. And I said in a previous video, you know, they're fun to grow, the gigantes, but and beautiful beans. But you know, I didn't think they were that productive because I didn't know these ones. I have a lot inside. So I'm sorry that I said that in the past. They appear to be very productive. I was just sniffing glue. I loved this year that, I love that I put this mess of, I'll take these in now. I just kind of MacGyvered this, you know, to last minute to think, finding space for the beans and where they'd still grow and wouldn't affect the sunlight of the rest of my beds. And they grew beautifully, and it was like a little structure. It was so pretty, especially when all the flowers were out. You know, the purple flowers of the red, of the scarlet runner and the white of the gigantes. It was beautiful. So I'll be doing that again, maybe in another bit. But I'm quite amazed that they performed better than I thought. And now I've got work to do to separate those into those that are already dry, almost dry. I will continue to dry those. And then the ones that go into my freezer as green. Now, I also cleaned this other, you can't see it, but there was another area with scarlet runners. So I'm very pleased that I got that, and the garlic bread pretty much prepped. So thank you so much for joining me. Please consider subscribing. Take care, and we'll see you soon.